Hi, welcome to Indigenous Bites, and today we are on a tilapia farm in Wallafield, and the specific farm is called Faith Farms, and I'm speaking to Mr. Ryan Rahamut, who is the president of the Aqua TT Cooperative. Ryan, tell us about what you do.
Well,
and thanks again for allowing us the opportunity.
Thank you for this opportunity as well. So, as the president of the cooperative, one of the main rules of the cooperative is to bring unity in our very fragmented aquaculture sector. And we also want to bring a sense of equity to all the farmers, the tilapia, the cascabel farmers. But whilst at the same time we provide a reasonably priced and safe source of protein for the population, for our consumers.
Okay, so tilapia is very popular right now worldwide because it's possibly, I think, the more popular than salmon because of its ability to reproduce, and it's more sustainable.
It also has a wider range in terms of environmental conditions to tolerate. So you'll find it being grown in different countries all around the world, unlike salmon, which is particularly temperate. Right? One of the good things about tilapia as well, it has a similar nutritional content to salmon, and because we want to buy local policy now in Trinidad, it would be good if our citizens could purchase fish produced locally by our local farmers.
Right, and that's the beauty about locally grown tilapia. It's probably a little more organic than something imported, but not too sure what goes into it.
Right, so I wouldn't really go as far as saying organic, because the feeds we use always have some sort of chemical addition to it, but definitely, at least the feeds we use, we have control over what we add into our fish, unlike some of the imported fish where you're not even sure what the label is. At least with our farmers, we're sure where the breeders came from, where the fingerlings came from, and how much feed they added, and the water quality, etc.
And of course, fresh tilapia is really delicious compared to frozen. But let's go and talk to the farmer now who owns this tilapia farm. So I'm going to look for Mr. Kurt. So Kurt, thank you for allowing us this fabulous opportunity today.
You're welcome.
So tell me, why tilapia, and how long have you been into this?
Okay, so this setup, this operation started in the late 2015, and we began production actually in January of 2016. So we spent the last 3 months of 2015 essentially just setting up and doing everything, getting everything dialed in, and so we began production in 2016.
And why tilapia? Why did you get into this?
Well, I've always had a passion for agriculture. I think that food security is something, very important.
Very important. I agree totally.
And I wanted to throw, not only myself, I think my entire family, we needed to do our part. We've always had the farm here. Originally, we were into peppers, we were into plantains, we were into citrus.
So this lot
is just another phase of the development.
Tilapia, okay. Has it been good for you?
It has been. I mean, the industry has had its challenges, as we would know, but I mean, we've been in production, as I said, since 2016, and we intend to be in production for many more years to come. So we're hopeful, and as the name suggests, it's a leap of faith. So.
Right. Yes, of course, Faith Farms. Yes. So you've got all these different tanks. So earlier on we saw tanks with not a lot of water, and then you have the totally full tanks here. So I think there's a process by which they grow.
That's correct. So this is tank-based culture. Right now we have approximately 20,000 gallons under production, and we're operating at 50% capacity. So we have the ability to double that. And of course that depends on demand. Business is always demand and supply, but we do have the capacity to go a lot further in terms of our production capabilities. It's a recirculating system, so essentially all the water here is reused, and we do periodic water change to ensure that the water remains a good enough quality for the fish, of course, to survive and to grow to its desired market weight.
So when you get the fingerlings, okay, they refer to little potatoes as fingerlings too.
Yeah, so as the name suggests, they're about the size of your little finger. So and what we do is that we begin the process of stocking the tanks. The quantity varies depending on a number of factors, but usually we try to put between 1,000 and 1,500 per tank for now. And as they begin to grow out, we do the process of grading and so we spread out amongst the various tanks.
So you remove them and actually grade.
It's,
oh wow! Okay,
it's a process where we continually have to monitor their growth pattern. So they're graded according to size,
right?
And we do that throughout the life cycle of
And how long is the life cycle?
So from the time we receive them from the hatchery to the time when they're ready to be, well, market weight as we call it, it's usually about 6 months. So we say 6 to 8 months.
And what weight do you usually sell it at?
Market weight starts at a pound. So we try to offer a pound and a half. But in some cases, as you would notice, they would grow larger than a pound. We have 2-3 pound fish in tanks right now ready to be harvested.
Wonderful. And I see you also do like an open house here where you invite people in.
We do. What we have, what we call it our harvest event. And it's really a way for us to interact with the community. One, it's a way for us to understand who our clients are, who our customers are. And it really is an opportunity for all of those people to visit the farm, see how the fish is grown, to get an opportunity to ask questions if they will, and just be comfortable with the fact that this is a local product. It's grown in a quality environment, and so they could rest assured that when it comes off the farm and it gets to their plate, they have something that's, first class.
Well, I think it's an amazing initiative. Tilapia is a very nourishing fish. It's also very delicious once it's fresh caught. And of course, support local. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
He's going to give us some tilapia for us to go and cook now. Well, that was quite an education out on the tilapia farm this morning, and today I'm preparing tilapia 2 ways for you with that beautiful freshly caught tilapia. So the first way I'm going to do it is stuffed and stovetop grilled, and the second way I'm going to do it is a long-time indigenous way that's called curry fried fish. So first up, I'm going to just make a little marinade or a little slurry to put onto the both types of fish, and that's really easy because this morning in my garden I found this wonderful array of fresh herbs. So we've got, of course, some shadow benny that's going to go into this mix. We've got some Portuguese thyme here, and I've got some Spanish thyme as well, which is beautiful in seafood. A lot of people don't really know this. We also know it as pudina, but it's fabulous in seafood. And of course, I've got some tarragon, which got us really soft licorice type flavor to your dish, and it really is a newish herb on the island, but it's very, very delicious. So what I'm going to do is just simply chop up some of this and mix my marinade with this. Okay, so this I'm using some dried fish seasoning, which has a lot of really good dried herbs in it. So that's a sort of an all-inclusive seasoning for the fish. And of course, we're adding a little bit of coconut oil in here. And a nice squeeze of some fresh lime as well. So the lime adds a really nice brightness, and that's going to marry really beautifully with the Spanish thyme in there and the shadow benny. So now I'm just going to take my fish that we just cleaned up. I'm going to put it onto a piece of foil. So I'm going to sort of grease my foil. And I've got this lovely fresh tilapia here. So what I'm going to do, what I like to do when I do whole fish, I simply make some incisions into it. So that kind of ensures that the marinade goes all the way through. I've got some of my fresh marinade. I'm just going to rub that on the fish. Turn them over. Put another spoon on there. Rub that on. So I'm going to take some of these fresh herbs now, and I'm just going to break them up, put them inside of the cavity of the fish. A few pieces of shadow benny in there as well. Some tarragon. And a piece of Spanish thyme. And I have got a lime, which I'm going to just slice up. I'm going to simply just place this onto the fish like so. And then I'm just going to seal it up. Okay, so I'm just going to place this onto my grill pan that's on my burner. It's already heated. And that's going to cook in about 10 minutes or so. Because fish, of course, does not take very long to cook. So while that's merrily grilling on our stovetop pan, I'm going to prepare for you a really traditional Trini way of making fish, and that's like curry fry. So what we basically do is just take a fish fillet or a fish slice, and we just dredge it in some flour that's been flavored with a little bit of curry powder. It's a really long time way of enjoying fish. It's something my mom used to cook for us a long time ago with fresh kingfish slices, and it really is a delightful way because you've got that little bit of curry, and of course you've got the beauty and the deliciousness of a piece of fried fish. So what's better than that? Fried curry, everything goes together. Today I'm going to use something a little more indigenous. I'm going to use some cassava flour instead of that basic flour, and that's what we're going to dredge the fish in. Okay, so here are my fillets. We've got two gorgeous fillets here. And I'm going to take some of our seasoning that we just made up. This is the fish seasoning together with the lime and the fresh herbs. So let's make up the mix now that we're going to dredge this fish in. So for this mixture, it's very simple. I've got some cassava flour, I've got some curry powder, and I'm adding some pepper sauce to that as well. And that is what we're going to dredge those tilapia fillets into. And this is like the easiest way to enjoy a simple fried fish. Once the fish is fresh, of course, all the deliciousness shines through, and it is absolutely delightful to enjoy. So let's go and fry those up now. So how do you know when your fish is perfectly cooked? Well, it becomes opaque and it flakes really easily when you hit it with a fork or a knife. If you go a little bit further than that, then your fish becomes overcooked. You've got to be really careful and enjoy your fish perfectly cooked and not overcooked. Okay, so let's check that tilapia now.